I'm Coach Sess, and normally I would start off by saying, it's a mad world out there. Normally when I said, what I mean by that is, I'm motivated and I'm determined. But today, I have to ask myself, how do you stay motivated and determined in the face of the tragedies that we've seen in the news as of late? It is hard to suffer defeat and a setback and get back on that horse and get back with a smile on your face and keep going. But I think you have to do it if you understand your purpose, if you understand why you started to begin with. You can do it. You may not always like it, but you can do it. The events of Las Vegas have put me in a mood where it's time to reflect on my life, and I think about not me specifically. I think about the things that we go through on a day-to-day basis. And when I think about those things, I realize there's one important element, and that's the connection. What brings us together is the struggle. A couple of months ago, I made a video early in this year. I can't remember exactly. I'm not looking at it. I made a video appreciating Nick Grady for some coaching that he had done in the gym. And it may not have been a big deal to me at the time, but I remember either Nick said it to me or he posted it on the page where he said, "Thanks, coach. I needed that." Not that big of a deal to me, because sometimes that's what happens. We lose that connection. And sometimes we just get lucky and we say that one thing or we make that one video that auto corrects that person, puts them back on the right path. A couple of months ago, recently, I remember making a post myself as I was going through some things, and I made it to Marcus Daniels because he punched me. And I just remember saying, or remember especially expressing that I really needed that. Sometimes a man just has to feel like a man. And Marcus may not know what I was going through, but that time he took out of his training session to come spar with me was enough to put everything right. Even if it's only for 5 minutes, it made me see the world from another perspective. It was excellent. It was most fantastic. I think about a fighter that's at the gym who says, "Hey, I started training martial arts because I was killing myself with, alcohol and drugs and other distractions." You may not know exactly what that person's situation is, but if they're willing to come out and say anything to you, then somehow you have connected with that person. You've helped them realign themselves with the universe. And I think that's what we have to get back to, is reconnecting with one another. I look at the situation in Vegas and I don't look at it and just have a sense of loss for human lives. I try to connect. First, I do so by putting myself in that picture and thinking that had I lost my life, there would be people here in my world that I could no longer talk to, no longer impact. It would cause them to change. They may not be able to pick themselves up, and they may go into that deep, dark tunnel and to the point of no return. I also look at it from another perspective, that there's a teacher there who would have been my greatest teacher. There could have been a person there who would have been an inspiration in your life There's a lot of ways to look at it. There's a lot of ways to try to reconnect. And I think the most important thing is we have to get out of our own skin sometimes. We have to look beyond our current situations and the things that we were taught and the things that we believe. We want to find out why we believe them. And the only way you're going to do this is try to connect with others and put yourself in their situation. Not try to find the answers. Try to find the path that leads to the answers. Nobody wants to be told what the answer is. That's the lazy way, because we still need to experience the world. We need to experience the action. That's what makes us experts, is when we experience. I found this poem. I thought this poem was pretty much appropriate to describe, things that I think people are feeling, and the things that I'm expressing here about reconnecting with one another. The True Meaning of Life by Patricia A. Fleming. Published July 8th, 2017. The years have passed by in the blink of an eye. Moments of sadness and joy have flown by. People I loved have come and have gone, but the world never stopped, and we all carried on. Life wasn't easy and the struggles were there, filled with times that it mattered, times I just didn't care. I stood on my own and I still found my way through some nights filled with tears and the dawn of new days. And now with old age, it's become very clear things I once found important were not why I was here. And how many things that I managed to buy were never what made me feel better inside. And the worries and fears that plague me each day, in the end of it all, would just fade away. But how much I reached out to others when needed would be the true measure of how I succeeded. And how much I shared of my soul and my heart would ultimately be what set me apart. And what's really important is my opinion of me, and not whether or not I'm the best I can be. And how much more kindness and love I can show before the Lord tells me it's my time to go. It's called The True Meaning of Life by Patricia A. Fleming. I'm Coach Sess, and you've had words with the Mad Coach, and I'm out.